Hey guys, what's up? How ya doing? I'm here to talk to you guys about RWBY Volume 9's new chapter episode, which is on episode of Chapter 9. This episode of Chapter was actually pretty cool in a certain way, depending on the situation, and it looks like to me it's not what it seems to be. So, if by all means, let's just get this started. We have to it that after the opening, obviously from the get-go, we see someone making a narration or talking or telling a story to a young Ruby and a young Yang, which apparently we all know who that is, apparently, which we didn't know that she'd show up or something, is Summer Rose herself. And we have to it that was only a dream sequence, and we get to see that Yang, Jean, and that Jean, Weiss, Yang, and Blake are pretty much on the way to try to find the situation or find Ruby. They end up going to the same village, which apparently belonged to the former paper people. But apparently these paper people end up turning out to be much better than before. That they are now crystallized rocks that fire and water would not affect them or even do any damage to them. Which apparently the ascending that we all thought that might be death or might be something far worse or something is actually like, what's the word? Actually a good thing somehow. I guess that's what the paper people was trying to tell Jean and the others, that we want to ascend to be better creatures or living beings, and the way how they managed to get rid of the water and turn it into a solidified rock or something was actually pretty crazy and amazing. But that aside, Jean realizes and tells the rest of Team RWBY how he felt, and Weiss understands him, Even the greatest huntsman actually failed, or they couldn't go through certain situations without having to fail or try or die trying, that kind of thing. So by that time, we have to that eventually, as time continues on in a certain way, yeah. They end up going to the tree right away because it's like a place that they have to go, as the cat was trying to explain to Jean earlier. It's not a place you go, it's a place you know. And we have to it that they end up finding that caterpillar guy, or whatever his name is, who's asking, who are you? What are you? Kind of thing, and etc. And we get to see Ruby and Little over there too as well. And while Ruby is stuck in a situation which we will talk about later, but we have to it that Jean, Blake, and Yang, along with Weiss, ends up finding the door the way out of here, but they end up being interrupted or met by the cat who took over Neo's body and realize he can't enter the door because Neo has no attachments to Remnant anymore, which is understandable and very sad, whatever the case may be. But the situation also becomes more ugly and dark as Alex herself, okay, you know what, let's cross that out, forgive me, very, very sorry, but that aside, we have to it that eventually, the cat who's in Neo's body ends up revealing a lot of things to the rest of Team RWBY and Jean about what happened to Alex, which apparently is actually pitiful and sad, I guess, depending on your situation or point of view. Who knows what it is, but one thing's for certain is that they end up being disgusted realizing what the cat did. We get to know that the cat tells the rest of his story of how Alex and Lewis will later on go to go to the tree, or the cat led them there. We have to it eventually. Alex did say she was going to take the cat to the Remnant side, but unfortunately after she went to the tree and was about to enter the door, she ended up having a crisis of conscience, or whatever the case it is called, which apparently we get to know that Alex changed her mind and wants to fix things of what she has done wrong, By that time, she wants to fix up John, and then later on ends up wanting to fix up the things she did, By that time, the cat will later on attack Alex, take over her body somehow, and all of a sudden could not enter Remnant because of her. But the biggest question, despite the complicated information I'm giving you, I apologize. What did the cat do to Alex when she could not be any use to him, or she couldn't enter the door to Remnant? He therefore reveals in an explicit, cruel way that he disposed of her like what do you when you dispose something that's very useless to you or you want to get rid of, you know? So he pretty much said, yeah, I killed her and disposed of her as she was useless to me. This upset John and the rest of Team RWBY, and that stupid cat sees Ruby's body over there and says, hey, you know what? It's not over yet. I'll crack her out of there and then freaking like in whatchamacallit, take her old body and go to Remnant. However, Yang and the others says, no, that's not going to happen because this is up to RWBY to who she wants to be or what she wants to decide, you know? Which is very understandable because when Team RWBY and John found Ruby solidified in wood, you know, they realize that this is up to RWBY what she wants to do. And throughout this episode, we get to see to it that she talks to the same person that was the blacksmith female, you know, and ends up having to like work on a couple things, do some weaponry, you know. She ends up trying to help RWBY what she wants to be, and ironically, RWBY on the other hand explains what she was conflicted with, and the blacksmith asks her, "What do you want to be? What do you want to do?" You know, that kind of thing, and therefore shows her a wide select collection of weapons who she can choose to be. And therefore, like, the question at the end of the episode is asking, who are you, kind of thing, you know? Because, yeah, I don't know. But one thing's for certain is that RWBY reached for the same weapon that possibly belonged to someone similar to that weapon that RWBY held, which is Crescent Rose, you know, that kind of thing. Whatever the case may be, RWBY, on the other hand, ends up having to, like, struggle herself trying to figure out what she wants to do or what she wants to be. Whatever the case shows itself and whatever it tries to be, it is what it is, and then so forth. So yeah, pretty much there was a lot of dark things that was cut out, you know, especially with Alex. I mean, the cat, on the other hand, was the nasty main antagonist this entire time, I guess. I guess that's how you could say it, since he's been cursed with curiosity and wants to know about his creators, you know. But yada yada yada, who the heck cares? Because sooner or later, I hope he dies a horrible, agonizing death. But I highly doubt that's ever going to happen because he's an after-in, and usually when people die, they become something better or something much, I don't know, whatever the case may be. Anyways, looking forward to like the next final episode or chapter of Volume 9. Hopefully that will turn out well, depending on the situation, I don't know. And we don't know when Volume 10 will come out. There was no announcement or news about that lately. So, yeah, we'll find out how the next and final episode of Volume 9 turns out to be, you know. So, until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot.